President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, Sylvanie Burton, sat down for an exclusive interview with Leaders Talk. She said that China's support played a crucial role for Dominica during times of crisis.
China is a great friend to us.
She noted that the Belt and Road Initiative is of great significance for Dominica.
These projects have definitely changed the lives of many Dominicans, have impacted the lives of Dominicans.
President Burton emphasized Dominica's unwavering support for the One China principle.
We believe that there's one China. All of China should be reunified because it's one country.
Stay tuned with Leaders Talk.
Madam President, it's great to have you with us on Leaders Talk, and good evening to you.
Thank you, and I am happy to be here.
This time, Madam President, during your visit, it was quite a demanding yet very, I would say, diversified trip, because you met with China's top leadership, attending international meetings on women, meeting young entrepreneurs, and also visiting Chinese companies, and the Great Wall, Forbidden City, the Museum of CPC. How would you characterize this trip?
So we visited a number of areas and held a discussion, as you said, with the leadership of China, and to hear the president of the People's Republic of China recommit, and not only recommit in words, but recommit resources to ensuring gender equality across the world. So for me, that was something that was very, very critical. And we went to the museums, we went to the Forbidden City, and of course, we enjoyed quite a bit of China's cuisine. So for me, China has preserved its history, as I mentioned, its heritage, and even its cuisine. I usually stand in my hotel room and look at all the highways that you have and all the vehicles. This, for me, it's a contrast. Here you have modernization, but you've not left behind what will keep you healthy, what will get you to work faster. And so you've incorporated the two, both in terms of modernization and what you used to do before. Also, I think the technology in China is something that we look at and we say, China should come to Dominica to assist us in our technological development. And so that is also something that I look at as a positive for China. And a lot of work has been done. I applaud China for the work that they've done and the work that they continue to do.
You also visited the Museum of the Communist Party of China. And I heard the people around you at the time said that this was quite the experience to you. So in what way do you think this visit resonate with your thoughts?
So we visited the museum, and for me, I felt that China had done a very wonderful job in preserving its cultural heritage and its history. My delegation to come and visit and see what it was before, and to see how China has grown out of that history. And China is now a powerful nation in the world. I think a lot of our countries need to take a leaf from China's book to do the same.
And earlier today, you met with President Xi. You exchanged ideas with him on many important issues regarding the relation and some of the global challenges as well. So what impressed you the most, or how do you think about this meeting, and what are some of the major insights that you can share with us on that?
So we met this morning, and President Xi, of course, expressed his happiness that Dominica is one of the countries in the Caribbean really working to bring development and to work as partners with China. And for us in Dominica, it is also something that is critical, working with all governments, but working with the People's Republic of China and the assistance that they've given to us. And we continue to respect each other's borders, and we continue to call for equality across the board in everything that we do, even if we are small and China is big. China has done quite a bit of work with the government and people of Dominica, especially in time of crisis. And so it was a moment to express, yes, President Xi expressed his continued cooperation with Dominica. We have a very friendly relationship, and we too express the same, but we also express gratitude for what we've been able to achieve because of our bilateral relations.
And during the meeting, President Xi also said that China is ready to work with Dominica to elevate the relation, deliver greater benefits to both peoples. So, Madam President, what's your takeaway, or what's your vision?
As I mentioned to President Xi, China is a great friend to us because in times of crisis, for example, when we had climate change, hurricanes, in the past, in 2017, Hurricane Maria destroyed Dominica, and President Xi was right there, you know, and in 2020 or 2019, when we had COVID-19, he was there to assist, and we look forward to those collaborations, you know, and we also encourage Chinese firms, Chinese companies to come to Dominica to do work, to have different economic activities and all of that. So it's really developing the relationship to a different level.
Mm-hmm. You've exchanged messages with President Xi before, but this is the first time that you met and talked with President Xi in person, right? So what is your impression of President Xi as a leader, and how do you understand the significance of his political philosophy?
So President Xi, I think, is one of the greatest leaders in the world. He is a brilliant man. He looks forward to and develops initiatives that assist in the development of the global community. Not only looking at China or looking at the relations with one country, but being a leader in global matters. And so we saw a number of initiatives that he has put forward, and I was also impressed with the fact that President Xi writes books. Yes. That I got one, and I'm going to read it, about the governance and how you can work from the ground to improve the lives of your people. I think he is one of the greatest leaders in the world, and I was very happy to meet with him. And for me, one of the takeaways also was the fact that Dominica's flag was standing right next to China's flag yesterday morning.
That moment where that setup made you particularly proud?
Right. It singled out the fact that President Xi loves Dominica, and in turn, Dominica loves President Xi.
Each day, there are millions of stories. Each one can open new perspectives, new possibilities. Wherever you look, we are there to see, discover, explore. We put the pieces together to find what really matters to you, all around the world, all around the clock. Our reporters are at home across the globe. From our headquarters in Beijing and production centers in Washington, Nairobi, and London. Stories from across the globe, reaching people across the globe. CGTN. See the difference.
Dominica is a mountainous island nation in the Eastern Caribbean, bordered by the Atlantic Ocean to the east and the Caribbean Sea to the west. Known as the Nature Island, its stunning landscapes and unique ecology make it a popular tourist destination. In March 2004, Dominica formally established diplomatic relations with China. Over the past 2 decades, political trust between the two countries has continued to strengthen. Exchanges and cooperation across various fields have flourished, and people-to-people ties have grown ever stronger. In October 2023, Sylvanie Burton took office as president, becoming the first female president in Dominica's history and the first president of indigenous descent. In October 2025, she paid her first visit to China and attended the Global Women's Summit.
President Burton, back to our relation. I have prepared something special for you at the beginning. I should say, Mabrika.
Mabrika. Yeah. Oh, you wanted to surprise me. So I'm going to teach you another one. Ayahara.
IRR means hello.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And since the diplomatic relations of bilateral relations built in 2004, there have been over 200 Dominica students that were granted full scholarship by the Chinese government to study here in the country. And this year, there are 6 of them who's going to study in China. And you attended the ceremony here.
You even have that too.
I have the picture.
We are very happy that China has offered us a number of scholarships across the time that we have been, we've had bilateral relations. And our young people, they come to China, they get trained, and they return home to continue the development process. And that for us is very critical. So we are grateful to China for having given us some scholarships. We look forward to having more scholarships, and not only scholarships for universities, but scholarships to understudy different things, you know, maybe in the technological world, and the other people-to-people exchanges that we have also had. I recall people from my community coming to China to learn to grow the bamboo and to utilize the bamboo for making furniture and other stuff. So a number of people have come for different reasons to study, understudy, and experience what happens in China.
Another good example of people-to-people exchanges between our two nations is in the past 17 years, there have been around 40 Chinese medical experts providing high-quality services to the country. And one of the achievements that you might be very familiar with is the country's very first cardiology surgery, only made possible with a China-assisted cardiology unit. How do you think the Chinese medical teams, the assistance and the efforts they made help improve the healthcare system in your country?
Well, first and foremost, let me thank the government of China again for the construction of the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. Because of that, the construction of that hospital, the equipping of that hospital, and the Chinese medical teams, we have been able to offer an additional 30 services, healthcare services, to our people. And for us, this is critical because a number of our people would have to be flown out of the country to receive medical care. And with the assistance of the Chinese medical team, we have been able to make strides to assist our medical personnel with experiences and sharing experiences. And they've also not just returned home, but they've continued to do telemedicine. And so a patient in Dominica can be diagnosed or treated or given advice by the Chinese doctors here in China. So it's not only that the Chinese medical team has come and assisted us in training our medical personnel, in developing some of the units that we have at the hospital, but they have also made friends. Yes. They've also made friends. And so you spoke about this lady who got the medical service and was treated. This lady is alive because the Chinese medical team, the cardiology team, was there at the time to assist her. And for that, we are very grateful. And we can speak about other areas. For example, we have the Chinese agricultural mission that has been in Dominica for a number of years, assisting us with different varieties, especially because of the fact that with climate change, there are a number of diseases. We now have to ensure that we have resilient crops for food security, and we are very grateful for them.
And China, as well as Dominica, signed an MOU on the Belt and Road Initiative back in 2018. So, President Burton, how do you think the changes brought by the Belt and Road Initiative has helped to impact it and also change the well-being of the people in the country?
The Belt and Road Initiative is a very important initiative for us. We are benefiting from assistance from the Chinese government for the construction of 6 primary schools, which were destroyed or damaged during Hurricane Maria, and these schools are being constructed. A secondary school is also being constructed, and a number of other projects that the Chinese government has assisted us with under the Belt and Road Initiative. And these projects have definitely changed the lives of many Dominicans, have impacted the lives of Dominicans. So, for example, we have the road from the north to the south, from the north to the city. Before, it would maybe take you 2 hours to get to the city. Now, it takes you about an hour or less than an hour. So, after Hurricane Maria, about 5 or 6 of the bridges on that main road that was constructed that I mentioned was destroyed. They were either damaged or destroyed. And the Chinese government decided that, hey, we will reconstruct these bridges to ensure that people have access and have safe access. So the Belt and Road Initiative has seen a number of projects in Dominica. We look forward to other projects, of course. We hope very soon that our international airport will be completed. Well, its works are progressing satisfactorily.
President Burton, how do you understand the significance of all these initiatives? The Global Development Initiative, the Global Security Initiative, the Global Civilization Initiative, and the Global Governance Initiative proposed by President Xi, especially now in this global context where the world is facing great uncertainties, challenges, and turbulences.
The fact is, the world is at the crossroads. And so we need leaders to come forward, to be brave, to take on the responsibilities, to request, to make requests, to make proposals, to bring forth new ideas, new approaches. And I think some of the approaches that President Xi is bringing forward is really to assist humanity, is really to ensure that we have a future, we have a shared future, not for only larger countries, but for the smaller countries. So what President Xi is doing and working with the smaller countries is something that is very critical. And countries that do not have a voice needs to have a voice at the table. When it comes to sitting at the table, there should be a voice for every nation on earth. And everybody's sovereignty should be respected. And I think that is what President Xi is really pushing forward.
As we know that the One China principle is the cornerstone of this diplomatic tie. So what would be your message to those few countries in the Caribbean region that hasn't established diplomatic relation with China?
So Dominica can be an example to the other countries in the Caribbean. And well, the fact is, we believe that there's one China. All of China should be reunified because it's one country. And one province shouldn't be a country on its own, fighting its mother country. And so we continue to advocate on behalf of China for the reunification of Taiwan with China, and also to advocate that our brothers and sisters in the other countries who have not established that diplomatic relations with China should come on board. For us, we are happy that we have the Chinese embassy in Dominica, and we can work with our brothers and sisters, the other Caribbean countries, the other CELAC countries, which includes Latin America, to ensure that we all speak with one voice and we continue to work progressively for the development of our countries, but also working with China as a partner.
Known as the nature island of the Caribbean, Dominica is also among the countries most severely affected by climate change. During the hurricane season from June to November each year, the island is frequently struck by storms and other natural disasters. In September 2017, Hurricane Maria, a superstorm, tore through Dominica. Within just a few hours, 95% of homes were damaged or destroyed, dealing a devastating blow to an economy heavily dependent on agriculture and tourism. The total losses were equivalent to 226% of the country's GDP. As a climate-vulnerable country, Dominica continues to confront the challenges of climate change, striving to safeguard its survival and pursue sustainable development.
And now the nation aims to become the first climate-resilient nation worldwide. So, Madam President, if you don't mind, why such a kind of ambitious goal that may look to some, and what are the key opponents to achieve this goal?
So we know climate change is something that is on everybody's mind across the world. This is a global crisis, climate change. And for us in Dominica, unfortunately, we are said to be in Hurricane Alley. In 2015, Tropical Storm Erica sat over Dominica for about 12 hours and did a number on us. In 2017, we were badly devastated by Hurricane Maria. 95% of our housing was either destroyed or damaged. And our trees stood like the trees that stand during winter with no leaves. And so we are going to build the first climate resilient country. And everybody started thinking, well, what is the first climate resilient country? What is it going to look like? Mm-hmm. And for us, it is the fact that we have to prepare so that whenever we are hit, we will not remain down. We will rise as soon as is possible. We will rejuvenate and we will continue to live our lives. And so in everything that we do in Dominica at this present time, we have a little bit of resilience. And so if we are planting crops, we say, let us think of resilience. If the government is doing the budget, there has to be a level of resilience. So in every sector, government has built a level of resilience. In addition to that, government has revised the housing code to ensure that the houses that are built are climate resilient houses. They can withstand a hurricane. They may be able to withstand a landslide. And all of that. And also for volcanoes, because Dominica, beautiful as we are, we sit on 9 active volcanoes. This is what we decided that we would do. And also we've had several trainings. The disaster management program has gone out and reached out to every community and set up disaster committees and done quite a bit of trainings. And it's a lot of work that has been done, and the work continues.
Dominica is also one of the 6 Caribbean countries that enjoy a reciprocal visa-free entry with China. So what are some of these specific nature wonders that you would like to recommend to our Chinese travelers, given that maybe in the future there's this international airport, and also there will be a closer people-to-people exchanges going forward, right?
Dominica is the nature island of the Caribbean. We are small, but we are beautiful. We do not boast of white sand and sun. We have sun, but we boast of our rivers, our valleys, our waterfalls, our undersea, you can call it the undersea part of the nature that we promote. We have whale watching year-round. So if you want to see the whales, and you can swim with the whales, and all of that. We have scuba diving and snorkeling. We're building an aerial tram that will take you across the mountains, and you can see the 2nd largest boiling lake in the world. We have beautiful flowers, and the most important part is the beautiful people of Dominica. We are very hospitable. We are very loving people. And so we have a number of Chinese people who have settled in Dominica, and it would be good for the whole of China to one day come to Dominica.
Madam President, you grew up in a big family in a village called the Crayfish River, and you started your journey as a village council clerk and then progressing various roles and finally become the first female president as well as the first Kalinago president. And you have described the journey as something that you never imagined or even dreamt of. So we're really curious to know that was your a certain pivotal moment in your life or some of the biggest source of inspiration that have made who you are today?
Well, that has been a very long journey. From being a little girl in a family of 11.
Yes.
And
7 sisters and 3 brothers, right?
Yes. And being raised by adopted grandparents, this has been a long journey. But I recall as a little girl, my adopted grandfather, who used to be a Kalinago chief, he would encourage us always to be intelligent. And we grew up always knowing that we had to work harder because we were Kalinago, we were indigenous. We had to work harder. And it didn't matter whether I had to struggle, but I had an ambition to become a better person than what my parents were. And so I worked hard. I always remained a humble person. And I always tried to help others because I felt that helping others was also helping myself. I could learn from them, they could learn from me.
Madam President, thank you so much for sharing with us your very insightful views on bilateral relations, global issues, and also your very inspiring personal stories. Greatly appreciated. Should I say, Arohara?
Ayahara.
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 Ayahara. Thank you so much.
Thank you.